In this video, we are discussing the remaining parts of domestic wiring. The contents we are going to discuss in this video are protective devices, fuse, and MCB, that is miniature circuit breaker, about electric shock and what are the precautions to be taken to prevent shock, earthing, the necessity of earthing and the methods of earthing such as plate earthing, pipe earthing. Let us discuss about the protective devices. Protection for electrical installation must be provided in the event of faults such as short circuit, overload and earth faults. So in order to protect all our electrical installation from the faults such as the short circuit conditions, overload conditions and earth faults, we need to provide the protective devices. The protective circuit or device must be fast acting and isolate the faulty part of the circuit immediately. That is the main purpose of protective circuit. It should act very fast and also it should isolate the faulty part of the circuit. It also helps in isolating only required part of the circuit without affecting the remaining circuit during maintenance. Now, the most commonly used protective devices for the necessary protection are fuses, relays, miniature circuit breakers, shortly we call them as MCBs, and earth leakage circuit breakers, that is ELCBs. For our syllabus, in this video, we are going to discuss about fuses and miniature circuit breakers, MCBs. Let us understand first what is meant by a fuse. The electrical equipments are designed to carry a particular rated value of current under normal circumstances. That means under normal operating conditions, all the electrical appliances are designed to carry a particular value of current. Whenever there is an abnormal condition such as short circuit, overload or any fault, then the current suddenly rises above this value. So this rise in current damages the equipment and sometimes resulting in fire hazards also. Therefore, we require protection of all our electrical appliances, and this protection is mainly provided by the most important protective device called fuse. Fuses are pressed into operation under such conditions. What are the conditions? What are the situations? That is short circuit conditions, overload conditions or any fault. So under short circuit conditions, there will be high rise in current. The current increases suddenly. Overload conditions, whenever the load on the other side of the circuit increases, then there will be more current flow in the circuit. And whenever there is a fault, even during the fault also, there will be a sudden rise in the current. So in order to protect all our electrical appliances from such abnormal conditions, so we require the protective devices. So the basic protective device is a fuse. Whenever it identifies such abnormal conditions, immediately the fuse comes into operation. So fuse is a safety device used in any electrical installation which forms the weakest link between the supply and the load. It is a short length of wire made of lead or tin or alloy of lead and tin or zinc, having a low melting point and low ohmic losses. That is a main feature of fuse. Fuse should have a very low melting point. Whenever there is a small rise in current, immediately the fuse should melt. Then only it can protect the other part of the circuit. That is why it should have a low melting point and it should have a low ohmic losses. In the sense, the resistance of the fuse materials should be very less. Low ohmic loss means the resistance of the fuse material should be very less. So that is why mostly we use fuse material as lead, tin or alloy of lead and tin or zinc. So under normal operating conditions, the fuse is designed to carry the full load current. So during normal conditions, it will not disturb any circuit. Only whenever there is an abnormal condition, immediately the fuse identifies and melt, separating the faulty part of the circuit and protecting our electrical appliances. If the current increases beyond this designed value, due to any of the reasons mentioned above, as I said, the fuse melts, isolating the power supply from the load. Okay. Now, let us see what are the characteristics of a fuse material. So, for any material to act as a fuse, what it should have? It should have, the first thing is low melting point. Low melting point in the sense, for a small temperature, for a small increase in the temperature also, the metal should be ready to melt. That is why it should have a low melting point. Low ohmic losses. Low ohmic losses in the sense, the fuse material should have minimum resistance. High conductivity. The fuse should have high conduct. It should be a good conductor. Then only under normal operating conditions it can carry full load current. And lower rate of deterioration. Okay, so whenever it is exposed to oxygen or air, it should not deteriorate. Otherwise, the quality of the metal reduces. Okay, so these are the main important characteristics of a fuse material. So based in this characteristic, we should select the suitable material which acts as a fuse, because that is our basic protective device. Now, let us see some important terms related with the fuses. Whenever we talk about fuses, these are the three important terms we will talk about fuse. First is rated current. So we said when the current in the circuit is more than the rated value, the fuse melts. So always we are talking about rated. What is meant by that rated current? So it is a maximum current which a fuse can carry without undue heating or melting. Okay, so what is meant by a rated current? It is a maximum current the fuse can carry without melting. So without any problem, the fuse can carry some amount of current. That current is known as rated current, which is also known as full load current. And it depends upon the following factors. The first one is permissible temperature rise of the contacts of the fuse holder and the fuse material, and degree of deterioration due to oxidation. So keeping in these factors in mind, we have to decide what is the rated current of fuse. Rated current of fuse means the maximum current the fuse can carry without melting. Next one, what is meant by fusing current? The minimum current at which the fuse melts is known as fusing current. Okay, suppose if a fuse is rated current of a fuse is 5 amperes, then we can select the fusing current of a fuse can be 5.5 amperes. That means when the current reaches to 5.5 amperes, then the fuse starts melting. So that is known as the minimum current at which the fuse melts. And if the current is 6 amperes or 7 amperes, so that current is obviously more than the fusing current. Therefore, the fuse melts within no period of time. Okay, so fusing current is nothing but it is the minimum current at which the fuse melts. And it also depends upon the material characteristics, length, diameter, cross-sectional area of the fuse element, and the type of the enclosure we use. Depending on this, we have to determine what is the fusing current of a fuse. Now, what is meant by a fusing factor? Fusing factor, it is nothing but the ratio of the above two currents. That means it is the ratio of minimum fusing current to the rated current. That is nothing but fusing factor is equal to fusing current by rated current. Because the fusing current is always greater than the rated current. Therefore, fusing factor is always more than unity. It is always greater than unity. And because it is a factor, it does not have any units. Because it is a ratio of two current values. One is fusing current and the other one is rated current. So these are the three important terms we need to understand when we are talking about a fuse. Next, coming to the MCB, miniature circuit breaker. So previously we have discussed about a fuse. A fuse is a basic protective device and which is available at a cheaper cost. But whenever there is a fault, whenever a fault occurs, immediately the fuse melts. So once the fault is clear, then immediately we need to replace with a new fuse, with a new material, fuse material. Otherwise, we cannot get the continuity of supply. So every time there is a fault, we need to replace the fuse, which takes more time. So therefore, there are certain disadvantages with the fuse. That is why the latest advancement, the next advancement of a fuse is use of miniature circuit breaker. So the miniature circuit breaker, or shortly we call it as MCB, it is a device that provides definite protection to the wiring installations and sophisticated equipment against overcurrents and short circuit faults. Okay, so the main purpose of this MCB is to break the circuit. It will break the circuit under abnormal conditions such as overcurrent, that means overload conditions, or short circuit conditions, or for any other types of faults occurring in the system, occurring in the circuit. Okay, so but the difference between fuse and MCB is that a fuse can sense the fault. It can identify that large amount of current or there is an increase in the current flowing in the circuit. It can identify itself and it will break the circuit. By melting the fuse material, it will break the circuit. So therefore, fuse will identify the fault and also it will break the circuit. It will do the two purposes. Whereas your MCB can only break the circuit. It cannot sense the fault. It cannot sense the abnormal condition. So therefore, this abnormal condition is sensed by another protective device called relay. So therefore, always MCBs should be operated with the relay. So the relay is a device which is used to sense the fault. After sensing the fault, the relay will give signal to the MCB to break the circuit. Then the contacts of the circuit breaker will open and thus break the continuity of the supply. Okay. So, but the main advantage of circuit breaker is maybe the number of faults more. Every time there is a fault, just the breaker contacts will open. Again, you can make the circuit. There is no need of replacement of a circuit breaker. It is just acts as a switch. So whenever there is a fault occurred in the circuit, just the breaker, MCB will trip. So again, we need to go rectify the fault and we can switch on that. It just acts as a switch. Then we can get the continuous supply. So that is the difference between a fuse and an MCB. So this MCB can be used for repeated operations. Okay. Whereas a fuse cannot be used for repeated operation. It can be used for only single operation. And every time we need to replace the fuse. Next. Now you can see here the figure, how the MCB looks like. So you can see in your distribution board, in all the house distribution boards is provided with the MCB. Each and every circuit in our house or a commercial building, okay, every circuit, it may be a lighting circuit or a power circuit will be provided with an MCB. Whenever there is a overload condition or short circuit condition in that particular circuit, that particular MCB will trip, okay, indicating that some fault has occurred in that particular circuit. So after rectifying the fault, we can again switch on the MCB and get the continuous supply for that circuit. Okay, so this is how our MCB looks like. So these are the following. It consists of the following parts: housing or outer body. So outer body is mainly used for any device to protect the device from atmospheric conditions or whatever it is. Next, contacts. The contacts of the circuit are very, very important. Okay, so here you can see here red mark is given. That is one is known as fixed contact and one is known as moving contact. So always in a MCB there are two types of contacts. One contact is fixed, one contact is moving. So under normal operating conditions, both the contacts will be closed. They both will be touching each other. Okay, so whenever there is an abnormal condition in the circuit, both the contacts will be separated. Usually the fixed contact will be fixed at its place and the moving contact will be separated from the fixed contact. That is under abnormal conditions. In this way, it will break the circuit. Next, this is the operating mechanism. So here you have operating mechanism. So this is all operating mechanism and arc extinguishing chamber. So you have arc chamber here. So when two contacts are separated, there will be arc will be formed between the two contacts. That arc need to be extinguished. Then only there will be complete discontinuity of supply. Okay. So for that arc extinguishing, there will be a chamber. So this is known as arc extinguishing chamber. Next, fixing arrangement and mechanical interlocking of multiple MCBs. These are the main parts which are involved in the MCB. Okay. Now you can see here the circuit shown here, electrical circuit. Under normal operation, you can see here these are the two contacts. Okay, so this is the fixed contact. and this is to where one more contact. So this is one fixed contact, sorry. So yes, this is a fixed contact and this is the moving contact. Okay, so initially under normal operating conditions, both the contacts will be touching, both the contacts will be closed. Okay, now you can see under overload or short circuit conditions, you can see here how in the figure how the contacts are. So this is a fixed contact will be at its position. The moving contact has been moved like this. Okay, so which creates a break in the circuit. Okay, so usually it is by means of a bimetallic strip. See here, the bimetallic strip provides the overload protection. When overcurrent flows through the bimetallic strip, it deflects and in doing so releases the latch mechanism and causes the contacts to open as shown in the figure. Inverse time characteristics results: greater the overload or excessive current, shorter the time required to operate the breaker. Inverse time characteristic means if the increase in current is more, then the operating time of the breaker will be very less. It will operate within some nanoseconds. Next, when the short circuit occurs, the rising current energizes the solenoid, operating the plunger to strike the trip lever, causing immediate release of the latch mechanism. Rapidity of the magnetic solenoid operation causes instantaneous opening of contacts. So overload conditions will be, during overload conditions, the contacts will be opened by using a bimetallic strip, and under short circuit conditions, the contacts will be opened by energizing the solenoid. So these two mechanisms are used inside the MCB to protect the circuit from overload conditions and short circuit conditions. These are the two main abnormal conditions which occur usually in any circuit. Now, let us see what are the applications of MCB. MCBs are available with a wide range of current ratings. Wide range of current rating means they are available from lower current rating to the higher current rating values. For so many number of current ratings, for different ratings of current, these MCBs are available. They have a very short operating time, and as such, they are very suitable for the protection of important and sophisticated equipment such as computers, refrigerators, air conditioners, etc. Okay, because these are very sensitive devices, they will protect our sophisticated equipment, because all our computers, refrigerators, these are all costly. We cannot replace them so easily whenever a fault occurs in the circuit. So therefore, we provide in each circuit an MCB to protect all our electrical appliances under abnormal conditions.